Hey everybody, Hawk here with H&T Vaping. Welcome back. Today is Sunday, which means it's vlog day, and I've got a couple of things I want to go over. The mod we're actually going to review today is the IPV3 150 dual 18650 box mod. I believe it's from Pioneer 4U. I picked one up a while back and I've been using it, and it's time to do a review on it because it is a really good piece of equipment. That's good stuff. So for you guys that have been watching my videos before, you know that I prefer my mech mods. I like my mech mods because I like the idea of sticking a battery in there and then just going. Box mod, especially the regulated, you start getting with the whole uppy down with the wattage and so on and so forth, and I've never been big with that. And as a matter of fact, I'm still playing with it right now. I'm vaping it right around about 30.5. I think. Let me see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that or not. No, I'll do it in the up close section. That's all right. We'll look at it in the up close section. Rocking this right now at about 30.5, and I've been running back and forth. I've run it up a little bit more to see the high end of it, and you have to be careful when you do stuff like that. Make sure your coil builds are right, because you have to make sure you're familiar with Ohm's law before you start screwing with, lighting up the wrong coil, because you could injure yourself. It's like anything else. Vape at your own risk. Know your equipment. Understand what you're doing. And if you don't know, then go find out. Talk to somebody that does know. But I've been really pleased with it. The RDA that I've got sitting up on top of this is the Vulcan RDA. Really nice piece of equipment. I'm enjoying that, and we're going to do a review. Me and my partner will get together and we'll knock out a review for the Vulcan as well. And it's just really been a good piece of equipment. It's not going to replace my mech mod. It's just not. My mech mod, that's my go. That's my baby. I've already talked about it. Go look in the old videos. I'm a mech mod freak. I love my mech mods. I like them. This one doesn't have a. I know I smelled it. Whatever. It doesn't have a smell, and that's one of the things I like about my mech mods. I like my brass and my copper mech mods because they've got that kind of penny smell to them. This one doesn't have any smell to it, but it is black, and that's a bonus. It comes in two colors, black and silver, and it's a bonus because I like black. So it's not brass, but meh. Flavor-wise, though, it really does do good for the flavor. So we're going to shoot over to an up close portion. I want to give my shout out real quick to Sam. Hey, thanks for subscribing. If you've got any more comments or anything, just leave them down in the block below. And anybody else, if you've got something you want to see, leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel, and it's interactive. I told you that with the first video. It's interactive. So let's go look at the IPV3 150 box mod up close and personal, and then we'll come back up and vape it and talk a little trash and see what we can't get done. Okay, here we are back with the IPV3 150 watt dual 18650 box mod, and as you can see, it's actually pretty clean. The little logo on the bottom, I have the hex-headed screws in there. We have the plus and minus for your wattage up and down. We have the fire button up here at the top. We have the display right here in the middle, and then you have your 510 connector over here, and the touch sensor over here. Now the touch sensor for the IPV3 has been disabled. It comes from the factory that way. It no longer functions as a touch sensor. They took that off because of complaints that they had from the IPV2, where it was auto firing when it would get a little e-juice on it, or it'd get a little moisture or something, or you could accidentally set it off. So they disabled that, so it doesn't work anymore. Now the function to turn it on and off is still on the actual control, so you can go through the menu and see it and activate it and turn it off. But it's not actually on, and I'll show you when we get to that portion. It has a USB port down at the bottom, venting for the battery, of course, right here. And the thing with the USB port is it says that it comes with a USB charger, but that's not correct. The USB cord that it comes with is for a data transfer, so you can upload software from the firmware from the website, and it does upgrades to the box mod itself. I'm not certain what those upgrades are, and I went to their website, and it's kind of confusing because the chip that's in it, if I'm not mistaken, is an SX330, and the only one that they have for that is for the IPV2, and it says on their website IVP2 only. There is an SX350, but I don't know enough about that to even meddle with it, so I'm not messing with it because I don't want to goof something up. The charging port for this is actually located back here. This is just a decorative panel on the back. It doesn't do anything. The charging port is located up here, and unless you have a charger, and I don't remember what it is, I want to say it's an old Nokia charger is what I heard from the guys over at the the guys that talk to the manufacturer. But I've watched a couple other reviews, and nobody has yet to be able to find out what charger you should actually use for this, so I wouldn't do it. The back panel comes off, and I actually have the hex head screws that were in it. I have a standard driver, it's just a hex driver, and so what I like to do is just take the screws out, and I don't use the little tool that it comes with. It has a little tool that it comes with. And I don't use that because I'm afraid to strip out these screws, and since you have to remove the batteries to charge them, I don't want to meddle with that. So I just take the screw out using, I guess, what I consider to be a proper tool, and then just put them on the charger and charge them. Now I will tell you, battery life. One of the things that I do enjoy about this box mod is that the battery life on this thing is insane compared to a normal mech mod, which is what I'm accustomed to running. I get 2-3 batteries a day that I got to burn through. I'm not a real heavy vapor, but a couple of batteries a day is what I burn through. The back panel pops off. You have dual 18650s. I'm running IMR 18650s. They're eFests 18650s. And they just pop in and out. There's a little pull cord right here. You put your batteries in. It does have, and I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if it'll pick it up. There we go. So it has a positive, negative, and you can see the little logo on either side of that. So of course the springy portion is where the bottom's at, and then of course the solid contact is where the positive goes to. Okay. Now there's not a lot, as you can see, it's really clean in here. There's not a lot going on in the back because all the connections and wires and everything are nice and covered. One of the things I do like about this, let me jam these back in here real quick because I'm still running this. These batteries are 2 days old, and you saw the vapor protection that I was getting off of that because I'm getting the regulated version. So let me drop that back into place real quick. We'll screw this back on. There's really nothing fancy inside the guts. It's nice and clean in there. I like that. I don't like some of the other box mods that I've seen. They have a lot of exposed wires and stuff like that, and I'm just not real big on that. I like things that are nice and clean. It's one of the reasons why I like the black so much. I just really appreciate it. It looks clean to me, and so I really appreciate that. Try not to remember, don't wrench anything, okay? Never over tighten anything. None of this is designed to be over tightened. That's how you wind up stripping stuff out and tearing crap up, and that's no good because you don't want to ruin your equipment. You paid a lot of money for it in some instances, and so you don't want to tear it up. So up at the top, inside of here, you actually have a floating 510 connector, so it's spring loaded, so you don't have to actually twist it. Now it does twist, and that's kind of a downside for me. It's something that people should be aware of because you can twist that and snap the wire that's on the inside, and then of course you'd have to send it back to the manufacturer to have it fixed, and I'm sure they charge you for that because that's not their fault if you snap that. So that's actually spring loaded. It does go up and down, and I haven't had any problems with any of the atomizers I've attached to this. It has your standard 5 on 5 off clicky button 2, 3, 4, 5. Comes on, has their little logo. There we go. And then it shows you what it's set at. Now, let me do this real quick so you can see that, okay? Oh, let me turn it over so you can see it, because it doesn't matter if I can see it. It's not important if I can see it, okay? So when you do this, okay, and you've got it turned on, the top button, this top button right here, the one that's closest to the screen, okay, is the one that actually activates the memory. So this thing has an internal memory so that you can cycle through. That's memory 1. I don't there. Can you see that? Let me see if I can twist that so you can see it. Memory, there we go. Memory 2, memory 3. That's really kind of shaky looking. Let me see if I can't correct the lighting on that. It's just a little bit bright. Let's see. 4, 5, and it just cycles through. Okay. Now this will go up to 150 watts. Okay. I have now. Whenever you pull out the batteries, the memory returns to its previous setting. Okay. Now you can mess with it by adjusting these up and down. Okay. And if you're going to do that, what you do is you go to whatever the preset is, or you go to your own setting, and you adjust it first by going to the down button. So that takes it down to 29.9, and then you can adjust it back up or down. Okay. I've been pretty happy with 30.5 as far as an actual setup goes. I'm currently running my Vulcan on top. I've got a 0.6 ohm build on this, which is why I've been hovering around about 30 watts, and it just seats every time. And that's one of the things I like about it. See how there's no seam. There's no, when you look at that, let me get that where you can see it. There's no seam where my ad is. So you can see where the ad touches the top of this. I like the fact that it's got good clean lines on it. There's nothing sharp. The covers all sit smooth. There's no seam that's like gross. This has a little bit, like right here you can see the seam, but it's solid. It's not, there's no air in there. So if you pinched it, it wouldn't go together. Okay? So that's the I guess that's kind of the take on it. If you want to lock it, okay, you take both of these buttons and push it down, and it goes up to the lock mode. Let me see if I can do that. Just push those. There we go. And now it's locked. Okay. And then if you want to unlock it, you have to push both of those again to unlock it. All right. When it's locked, the fire button won't work. It will not fire. All right. It's the only thing. I know it's a redundant feature, and I'm not really sure why they put it in there like that. Because to my way of thinking, if I'm gonna do that, I might as well just turn it off, system off, and then I can jam it in my pocket. Now I will tell you, I've been toting this thing around with me, and it is nice and durable. It's taken some decent abuse so far. I'm pretty pleased with it, because I carry mine around with me, and I've been jerking this around for a while now, trying to put it through its paces and whatnot. And we'll talk more when we get up top with it and discuss it a little bit, because there are a couple of things that you should know. But as far as a look, an up-close look, all you got to remember is that this is your charging port, okay? Not this. That is designed to update the actual chip inside of the mod. That's not for charging. So if you plug it in thinking that's a USB charger, you're going to be sadly mistaken in the morning when you get up and it's dead. All right. So let's go back up top. We'll get a look at it, and then we'll discuss it a little bit and see what's going on. Okay. So that's the IPV3 up close and personal. Now, I told you some of the features on this, especially when you get with the. Oh, you know what? Let me try this real quick. Sorry, that was my bad. It's a good thing I look over there every now and again. There we go. All right, that's why I look over there, because I want to make sure that it's not right. And it wasn't. So the lockout feature where you're pushing these two buttons right here to lock it out, I'm not really sure why, other than just a redundant system, you would do that. It's just as easy to turn it off using the fire button as it is to lock it out. the only downsides that I could see to this are you have to take the batteries out to charge them. So you have to remove this and take it out. And I may, this is a huge I may actually go in and remove these screws, open up those holes, and put magnets in just so that I don't have to keep screwing it in and screwing it out. I think it would have been a much better idea if they'd have put magnets in there from the factory so that you didn't have to do any kind of work to it after. Or if they'd have made the USB an actual charging port as opposed to giving you this weird charging port up here at the top. It has a pin in it that accepts like an old style charger. And it doesn't come with that charger. That's another gripe I've got. If you're going to put something like that, then you should send it with the equipment. You shouldn't label it on the box, because on the box it says USB charger, and it's not a USB charger. So if you buy one, you need to know that's not a charger. You can't just plug it in and go. Fortunately enough, I've got a lot of 18650s laying around because I'm a mech mod freak, and I love my mech mods. And so I've got 18650s laying all over the place. Now, you should use at least 30 amp high drain batteries. That's what these are. These are EFIS 30 amp high drain batteries. And that's just because it's a safe battery. Okay, always remember safe battery operation. I'm not positive that this box mod is for the beginning vapor. If you're looking at a box mod and you're thinking to yourself, you know, I'm really wanting to go after one of these box mods, there are better box mods for beginning vapor that are much less technical. You don't have to know so much about them. The MVP2 is a good box mod. Comes to mind. It's small. It's convenient. There's not a lot of thought as far as like what do you screw your atomizer into it. It runs up to like 12 or 15 watts or something like that, which is generally more than sufficient for a beginning vapor. Really, something like this at 150 watts, and I would not vape it at 150 watts. I wouldn't be comfortable vaping at 150 watts. I've run it up as high as 75 watts, and I can take, you know, like a 1 second hit off of it. I mean, just a little, and that's because it's too hot for me. But I don't like a hot vape either. Okay, it's all subjective. Remember, all of this is just my opinion. It has no bearing in reality whatsoever. For the guys over at Pioneer Vape for You, this is just my opinion. It has no bearing in reality whatsoever. Okay, it's just me looking at a product and thinking what I like. And generally, if I like something, there's a fair chance that somebody else is going to like it that way too. Now, running it at 30 and really 30.5 seems to be working pretty good for me. I've run it up to 45 just a little bit, you know, and then I ran it up to 75 just to see. I'm not going to hit it at 100. I'm telling you, I'm not going to hit it at 100 because you run it up to there in 1 second, and I can't. There's no way I could vape that. Now, there are other people, they can. That's their thing. Make sure that your tip, and that's another thing, because you don't want to burn the hell out of yourself with these. That vapor does get hot, and if you're not using an insulated tip, then you're risking burning the hell out of yourself. Okay, so if you're, I think that I don't want to say that this mod is for more advanced vapors, because I don't consider myself an advanced vapor. I consider myself an informed vapor. This box mod is for informed vapors. This box mod is for people who want to spend the time to do the research, to understand what it is that the actual box mod is doing for you. Okay, and yes, it will make retarded vapor. You can get crazy good vapor off of this. Let me show you this because I love this, and it's got good flavor too. It's one of the reasons I like it. That's just good vapor. But right there at the end, it was starting to get a little warm. And I'm only running that at 30.5. So once you start kicking it up a little bit, you know, you can really, let me see, M2, let me run it at 50 real quick. Actually, let me put some juice on it first. Now, it will cook the juice. I'm telling you right now, whoo, this stuff will burn the juice because you're heating it up so much quicker. You're vaporizing that juice so much quicker. And so there we go. Let me just drop some juice on that. Here we go at 50 watts. And just you can't hang with it too long. That's 50 watts. That's real close to the end of my line right there. Let me see if I can do that. Here's 100 watts. I'm telling you, it's like a 1 second pull. That was like a 1 second pull. And I'm not going to run it at 150. The coil that I've got set up is not set up for that. It's not. There we go, 30.5. We'll run it at 30.5 because the coil I've got is not set up for, because you need to be at 150 watts. You need to be someplace three point, what point you need to be. Okay, it's don't mess with it. You're well, if you know what you're doing, mess with it. That's a good vape right there. Okay, so this is my take on the IPV. Okay, now because it is vlog day and it's well, things that entertain me. So what entertains me? Oh no, I'm gonna wait for my partner for that. Well, this might be a really short video today, because I don't want to go off on a whole bunch of stuff, because my partner's supposed to be getting with me so that we can sit down and knock out a full-length vlog. So I guess today is really going to be the IPV3 and my personal takes on it, and that was them. The up-close version, which we saw, what goes into it, and be safe. Remember, with all things vaping, be safe. Know your equipment, know what you're doing, do your homework, and be safe. Okay? Other than that, I don't have much. I'm just going to vape, because that's really good. I wonder if I can do that. Hey, let me see if I can turn sideways. Let's try this. Hold on, because then you can see it's got really good vapor. I'm very happy with this box mod, which is weird for me because I'm a mech mod person, but I'm very happy with this box mod. I hope that came across. I don't know. I'll look at the video in a minute, and then I'll see if that came across, because that's really good vapor. That's just got great. And it's got good flavor to it, too. So, that's my take on the IPV3. I hope it helped. If there was something that you wanted to see that I didn't talk about, piece of the equipment that you thought required a little more explanation, leave me some comments down in the comment block. Remember to subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching. This is Hawk with H&T Vaping. Peace on you. Remember, vaping is going to kill big tobacco. I promise you. You watch and see.